Hi, I'm Rob O'Hara, author of Invading Spaces, a beginner's guide to collecting arcade games. On today's show, I'm going to demonstrate how to drill out an arcade lock. Generally speaking, arcade cabinets have 2 to 3 locks. As you can see, the front of this coin door on this centipede cabinet has one lock. That keeps the coin door locked, and also the coins can be accessed through this single coin door. And on this older Tecmo cabinet here, you can see 2 different locks. There's a upper lock on the coin door, and then there's a lock on the bottom where the coin bucket actually sits. So this cabinet actually has 2 locks on the front. And then, of course, as you can see on the back of this Miss Pac-Man cabinet, there's a lock at the top of the door on the back of the cabinet that would prevent access to inside the machine if this were in a actual arcade or on location somewhere. So based off that, you can see that most arcade cabinets have somewhere between 2 and 3 locks on them, one on the back and 1 or 2 on the front. So what happens when you buy an arcade cabinet and you don't get the keys with those locks? Well, you're going to have to get that machine open somehow, and the easiest way is to drill out the lock. Okay, so here's the concept behind drilling out a lock. On the front of the lock here is the key mechanism. Behind this, you have this long cylinder, not really probably that long, but inside here you have these tumblers. And these tumblers are all offset, and they have to line up for this to rotate. So the idea behind drilling a lock is, what you're going to do is put a drill bit right here into the end of the lock and drill directly through the middle of this lock. With these tumblers out of the way, this lock will freely rotate. Obviously you can't use this lock again, so you are destroying the lock, but locks can be picked up for $5 to $10 online, so and really you don't have any alternative if you've bought a cabinet and you don't have a key to the lock, so this is how you can get into the lock easily. Surprisingly, there are only 3 things that you need to drill a lock out: a drill, drill bits, and a lock. Now before you start drilling, one thing you want to make sure is that the cabinet is unplugged. I've already checked and the cord is right here, so I'm not going to drill in anything that might be turned on and damage the machine or shock me. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the front of my Zaxxon cabinet that I picked up. And here's a lock, and I don't have a key to it. And you can see there's a little bit of wood damage right here. Somebody's tried to pry this lock open already, which sometimes you can do. If it's a cheap lock, sometimes you can put a screwdriver in there and pull the wood out and it'll bend the lock, but in this case, this cabinet's so old that the wood is stronger than the lock. Now in this particular cabinet, everything that I need to get to, the PCB and power supply and everything, is behind this door, so this is the lock I'm going to have to drill out. So first what I'm going to do is pick a drill bit. You want to get one that's big enough that it won't break. But remember, when I talked about the concept, I don't have to drill this whole thing out. The only thing I really have to drill out is the center part of the tumbler, where those little pins are going to line up. So if I can drill that out, then the lock will rotate, and I'll be able to get into this cabinet. So I'm going to pick my drill bit here, and what I'm going to do is set the torque up pretty high so it doesn't slip, and I'm going to put the bit right in the middle of that lock, and you want to make sure that you go straight in on the lock. If you go in at an angle, the drill bit can get caught up and you can actually break your bit that way. So I'm going to put it right here in the middle. Now when I'm drilling, I'm applying a little bit of pressure. Now if I apply too much on this drill, the bit's just going to get stuck in here. So you want to push a little bit, make sure that you're going forward, but you don't have to push too hard. Okay, so I can see that the front of the lock here is moving a little bit. I don't know if you can see that turned. So my guess, see how that's turning now? So there we go. I don't know if you can see right there, but On the back side of that lock is a Phillips screw. Now, if I had kept drilling, I could actually drill all the way through that screw. So if you have a lock that you still can't get to turn or unlock or whatever, you just basically get a bigger bit and go all the way through that thing. And then the whole lock assembly will fall off inside the cabinet. Now that I got the door open, you can see that I have access to everything. And here's the coin doors now. And always check the coin doors. So it could be... and this one has a washer and there's a bolt in there. It probably goes somewhere. And hey! And this one I got lucky. There are 4 quarters in there. So there you go. I took $1 off of my sale price. I paid $50 for this, and I'm already $1 up. I'm back up to $49. So, well, that's basically all there is about drilling out an arcade lock. If you'd like to find out more about working on arcade games or collecting arcade games, please visit www.robohara.com and be sure to check out my new book, Invading Spaces, A Beginner's Guide to Collecting Arcade Games. Thanks for watching.